Okay, what's next? I'm getting the sense this is a younger presence now. That this is definitely someone that passed before their time. And it feels like a male presence to me. And I feel like they were still in school. They were still in school. It feels like it was an accident to me, how he died. It wasn't an illness or a disease that took him. And I think he accepts a certain level of responsibility for this as well. And he recognizes he was truly in the prime of his life. He had the whole world on a string. Could have had the world could have been his oyster. And there is from the standpoint of his human personality, there is this feeling of regret. Obviously from the viewpoint of spirit where he is now, he doesn't regret. He's at peace with it. But it feels like there's some people here that aren't as at peace with this as he would like them to be. And that's really what this message is about. But very, very charming, charismatic guy. And he makes me feel like there's a mother and a father that are, neither one of them have really come to any sense of peace about his death. And they seem to be dealing with it in very, very different ways. And the mother's seems to be one of overwhelming grief. It gives me the name Ed or Eddie. Again, I don't know that to be his name. It's just a name that he's bringing up. He also gives me the name Sean. Or it could be spelled this way as well, S-E-A-N. June seems to be an important month for him. And he's already jumping to the message. And the message is that I love you. I love you very much. And I didn't say it as much as I would have wanted to have said it while I was living. And you need to know that. And I'm okay. And I'm safe. And I'm at peace. And my death is a way for you to experience the cycle of life. It's a way for you to experience the transition. It's a way for you to learn how to let things go. It's a way for me to learn how to exist without regrets. It's a way for me to learn the value of human life so that when I come into this experience again, I will value it more. And I'm connected to you. I'm always connected to you. This is not our last encounter. We will always be connected. We will be connected now. even though you're in the physical and I'm in the non-physical, but we will also be connected together in future life experiences where we also have relations. So it's like there's nothing to worry about. Don't worry. Life goes on, relationship goes on for all of us together. Okay, I'm gonna move on to the next one. Okay, I feel like there was. I feel like there was a younger girl that wanted to come through, but I feel like an older woman has almost like jumped in line in front of her. So I'm gonna stick with that for a while, and maybe we'll be able to get the younger girl to come through in a second. But it feels like this older woman. She's very forceful, and she's very boisterous. She's not afraid to go after things. And it's like in her lifetime, she wouldn't have been afraid to step on a few toes either in order to be sure that she got what she wanted, or what her loved ones, the people that she cared about, to get them what they wanted. She was not a demure figure. She was very forceful and very vocal, and very opinionated. It feels like she's a mother and a grandmother. Okay. She's quite happy. It's like, as forceful as she was, it doesn't really feel like there's, and as opinionated as she was, it doesn't feel like there was a mean bone in her body. She might yell at you one minute, but the next minute she's got her big arms around you and dragging you into her, and then giving you a big hug. And she does feel very, very motherly, very grandmotherly to me. And it's like she would have been mother to not only her kids, but everyone around her. And it feels like lots of people would come over to her place to eat. She was a very good cook, and if you didn't eat all of your food, then she wasn't happy. She's given me an L name, and I want to... It almost feels like Linda to me, but again, it's not necessarily her name. And it also feels to me that her grandchildren called her something that was not traditional. Like there was another name that they used for her, not the traditional grandma, a nan, or it was some sort of specifically unique name for her. And it got started with one child because they couldn't say it correctly, and it just stuck with all the other ones. She gives me the word gem. Oh, she's such a strong energy. I really feel like she's just about to jump off this page and hug me too. And she's very, very excited to be here and to give an energetic hug to whoever this is for. The message, this is just a message of love, really. This is just a message of love. And I guess there's lots of things that she would want to say. She would want to sit down with this person and have a good catch up and a good conversation over a cup of tea or whatever. But the main thing is she just wanted to come through, and she wants to send her love and to just give you a giant hug. I've got a male energy that's coming through right now. It's coming through in a very clear way. And I feel like He's telling me someone's asked him to come through. And so he has. Feels like a very practical man to me. And he also feels like he's in his human life, he might not have given so much value to this. Like, I don't know that he would have ever gone to a spiritual event, gone to a mediumship event. I'm not sure he would have believed, so to speak. And finds a little bit of humor in the fact that he's coming through now in this way. He feels to me in his younger days he would have been fairly athletic. Like he may have even played some sport himself. I feel like he's got a little bit of hair here on the side of his head. I feel like he would have had a fuller head of hair when he was younger. He would have passed before his wife passed away, and that was perhaps the most difficult part about the death process for him, was leaving his wife behind. Let's see what kind of words we get up here. He would have been good with his hands. He would have been able to build things, or mechanical things, or doing something with his hands. Also, he's giving me the month of July, which is important to him on some level. What else do we see here? Yeah, it feels to me also like he was, there was a military service for him, like he served in the armed forces somewhere. Okay, now he's given me, this is really quite, it's not a very common name, I don't think. And again, this may be someone that is related to him, connected to him, or someone connected to the person that is receiving this message. And it's Agnes. I'm going to write it down here again. Yes. And it feels like the message is there's two elements, one of which I've already kind of talked a little bit about. One is almost like, surprise, I'm here. I bet you never thought that I'd show up in this way. And also, you called on me to come, and I'm here. And also that everything is fine. I'm well, and I'm watching you. I love you. I'm supporting you, and I'm still around you very, very much. And in a very clear and present way. Okay, I'm going to move on. Thank you. Okay. There we go. And this is a female energy coming through now. She's very much giving me the idea of someone, like she grew up in the 20s, like what's the word that I'm looking for? You know, where they did the Charleston dance, and the Roaring Twenties, I guess, is kind of, you know, with the hats. And I think she's going to present herself here younger than she was when she passed. Beautiful woman in the prime of her life. That's how she's choosing to present herself, because she can. I've often spoken about how energies can choose any number of ways that they looked when they were living, and I find that often they will choose an image that was younger, that represents them when they were in the prime of their life. Very, 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 very pretty woman. I feel like she could have even won like a beauty contest of some sort. I feel like she was a wonderful sewer. I feel like she lived through the quote-unquote Great Depression, through the war times, through rations, having to make do, but her family was always cared for. And I feel like there was something musical about her. I feel like she was quite a musician in more than one way. She was going to put like a necklace, like a pearl necklace around her. And she's wanting me to put some color on her. She's choosing blue as a favorite color. I'll give her some blue eyes as well. Okay, she's giving me a couple of different names here. Gina, and I really feel like she was 89, 90 years old when she passed. Really, really long time that she lived. She's also given me the month of August as an important month for her. And here's a really, really interesting reference. She's given me the name Dinah Shore. So, I don't know if everyone knows who she is, but she was an entertainer, and I believe she, if I remember correctly, she even had a talk show, like the Dinah Shore Show, or a variety show. And so I feel like that is going to have some sort of significance here. Some sort of memory of the Dinah Shore Show for the person that this image is intended for. What do you have to share with us? What do you have to say to us? It's really all about beauty. It is the woman that this is intended for. It's really just to remind you how beautiful you are. And yes, you're beautiful on the outside, but you are so beautiful on the inside. And remember that, understand that. Your beauty shines through. It can shine through even more than you allow it to. And really take the time to go back to yourself and understand your own beauty and appreciate all the beautiful things about yourself. She knows it to be true. She sees you from this perspective. She wants you to know this to be true. She wants you to live your life in this way of being the beautiful, beautiful person that you are on the inside and the outside. And know that she's with you. Know that she's with you. And that message of beauty goes to the entire viewing audience. That message of beauty is intended in a very universal way. Forget about the bodies that you have. Forget about the clothes that you wear, the way that your face looks, the way that your hair looks. Go to the core of who you are. Look at the heart. Look at your heart and understand how beautiful, beautiful, bright and beautiful you are. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I think that's it for tonight. I really enjoyed being with you again after a week off last week.